What is going on, guys? Today is the first episode of the software engineering series where I teach you from knowing nothing to learning to code like a Roblox engineer. Today we will be downloading the tools and setting up our environments so we're able to make our first project, which we will have at the end of the video. I will have two different paths and the timestamps will be here for if you want to skip to them, for installing on Windows versus installing on Linux and macOS. Since Windows, we will be using a different IDE. If you don't know what an IDE is, no worries at all, you're about to find out. It's essentially just a program that lets us run and code other programs. So let's jump right into it. Again, on the screen right now, there's going to be timestamps for macOS, Linux, and Windows. To start, either go to Google and search up Visual Studio or go down to the description and click on the Windows tagged link. Even if you already have Visual Studio downloaded, you can see that 7 hours ago Visual Studio 2026 released. So there has already been a very recent update. You should probably install the new one. So we head over to the website, click get the free download, and then it'll start downloading the community edition. Whenever you have the setup installed, click it, click run if the pop-up happens, click yes for admin, and now we are in the Visual Studio installer. Once it is finished installing, you'll be greeted with this screen. All we need for today is desktop development with C++, but I strongly recommend clicking .NET Desktop Development and .NET Multi-Platform App UI Development because we will be using these in later videos. Once you have selected those, click either install or install while downloading, depending on if your Wi-Fi speed is slow or not. If it's slow or on the slower side, I just recommend clicking install while downloading, but my Wi-Fi speed is fast, and so I can just click install. It should start downloading. I'll get back to you whenever it's finished. Now that Visual Studio has finished installing, we can click OK for restarting our computer and restart our computer. When your computer has restarted, click Launch on Visual Studio Community 2026. This will pop up this window. You actually do not need to sign into Visual Studio at all because you have a Community Edition. So just click Maybe Later for GitHub Copilot. Now, to get started, click Create a New Project. We want to go from all languages and click C++, and then click Console App. Now, click Next, and we can name it whatever we want. I'm going to keep the name Console Application. Now, click Create. Visual Studio will then create a project for us, which will look like this. We want to change the language to C++ 23. So to do that, go to the Solution Explorer on the right side. If you have a GitHub Copilot pop up or something related over on this side, just click the X that can usually be found in the top right. I can right click Console Application 1 or the project name, click Properties, and then right down here where it says C++ Language Standard, click that, click the drop down, and click Preview ISO C++ 23 Standard. Now click OK. What this will do is it will let us use the C++ 23 language features. Now back to the actual code. Visual Studio gives us a lot of comments, but that can be kind of overwhelming for someone who doesn't know how to code. And so what we're going to do is we're going to press Ctrl A, and we're just going to delete everything. Now, in order to make a console application, you only need a few things. You can type int main open close parentheses and then open close curly braces. This is a perfectly valid C++ program. If we go to the top and click local Windows debugger with the run symbol next to it, we'll see that it opens a console window and closes it. So the program did run and did work, but there was no output. We have no way of knowing that it actually worked besides the fact that the console window opened. To actually print something to the console, go to the beginning of everything we just typed, and then press enter a few times to give some more spaces. Now, at line 1, we want to type hashtag include open angle bracket print and then close the angle bracket. What this will do is it includes the print library for us into our program. I'm not going to get exactly into what include is doing under the hood or what the print library is in this video, as it's a little bit out of the scope and you don't need to know exactly what it's doing to be able to use it right now. But just know I will get into that in a later video. And so to actually use the print library, click inside your curly braces, click enter a few times, and then you have a space in between the two curly braces. And in this space, you can type std for standard println, and that will tell the compiler or C++ that you want to print something to the Windows or whatever operating system you're using terminal output. To specify what we want printed though, you can do open parentheses and then open quotation marks and type what you want printed to the output. So in this case, I want Roblox SWE series printed to the output. To tell the compiler that you're done with this line of code, go to the end of the line and put a semicolon. Now, press Ctrl S to save, and then click the Run button at the top. You'll see that console window opens up, and it prints everything you put in the quotation marks. That's everything from this video. You've downloaded, set up the environment, and made your first program printing stuff to the console. In the next video, we're going to get into variables and binary, which can help change the program and what runs based on what the user inputs into it. My name is Josh. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and I'll see you again in 2 days. I don't have a face cam for the macOS and Linux version, but it's the exact same whether you're on the Intel-based Macs, the ARM-based Mac, or you're on a Linux operating system. You want to either look up CLion or go to the Mac and Linux tag section in the description and click on that link. CLion is made by JetBrains, but it is free for non-commercial use, which is what we're doing now. So you just want to click download. You'll be able to download whichever one you want. It is also available on Windows. I just prefer Visual Studio for Windows. So click download and it'll start the download process. Now that the download is finished, go to your downloads and open the installer, where you would just want to install it per usual like every other app. Once it has finished installing, just open it up. When you get CLion installed, you'll be greeted with this screen. Click New Project. Then on the left side, make sure you're clicking C++ executable. We will get into a lot of these other ones later, but for now, all you need is C++ executable. You can change the location, and this last part is going to be the project name. You can change those to whatever you want, it doesn't matter. But for language standard, make sure you either click C++ 23 or C++ 26. We're going to be using some of these language-specific features that were only added in C++ 23 in this video. Now click the Create button at the bottom right side. Now that the project is created, you might see some of these pop-ups with AI-related things. Just click Let's Go, but don't actually do anything. It's not important right now. What is important is that our project has two main files right here. We have main.cpp and cmakelist.txt. We will not be getting into cmakelist.txt for this entire video, and maybe not for another few months actually, because it's just not important right now. Main.cpp is where our actual program lies though. So to be able to make a program, we want to use this to the fullest potential. You'll see a lot is already written here though. This is written by CLion to make sure that you know what the program is doing, but it's just a lot for someone who may not know how to code, and it can get overwhelming very easily. So instead, we're going to press Command A, and we're going to delete everything in there. Now, to make a program, all we need to do is do int main, and then open close parentheses and open close curly braces. This is a perfect valid C++ program. In fact, if we go to the top and click the Run button, you will see that it runs just fine. The issue is we have no proof that it is running or not because nothing is happening. So, in order to make something happen, go up to the top and then press Enter a few times and then type hashtag include open angled bracket IO stream. This includes the input-output stream library from C++. I'm not going to get into exactly what this does today because I think it's a little bit out of the scope of the video. We just want to be able to set up a program that prints something to the console. But this will be covered in a later video. To actually print something though, click inside of these curly braces, click Enter, and then type std for standard, : println. And this will print a line to the console. Now we need to specify what we want printed. And so you do open parentheses, then you do open quotation marks, and now you can type anything you want. So I'm going to type Roblox SWE series for Roblox Software Engineer series. Click on the outside of that line and type a semicolon, to tell C++ compiler that we have finished the line. Now, when you click the run button, you should see that it prints out whatever you put in here out into the console. In the next video, we're going to get into variables and binary, which can help change the program and what runs based on what the user inputs into it. My name is Josh. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and I'll see you again in 2 days.